Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a moment and really think about this. How often do we spend our lives worried about what everyone else is doing? How often do we measure ourselves by someone else's success, someone else's happiness, or someone else's opinion? I'm here to tell you the most powerful thing you can ever do is focus on yourself and your dream, not someone else's dream, not what society thinks you should do, not what your friends or family expect, but yeah, you are dream. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear, but it's the truth. Your time is limited. You hear me? Every single day, every single hour, every single minute, it is slipping away from you. And the crazy part is, most of us don't even notice it. We scroll on our phones, we gossip, we compare ourselves to others, we worry about things that don't even matter, and all the while, our clock is ticking. Time is the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money, you can lose possessions, you can lose friends, but once your time is gone, it is gone. Forever. That is why the very first step to focusing on yourself and your dream is to understand the value of your time in God. It like your life depends on it. Because it does. I see people all the time giving their hours away like they are endless. They sit in traffic, stuck on social media, watching shows that don't inspire them, or listening to conversations that drain them instead of uplift them. They compare themselves to their neighbor, their cousin, their co-worker, and they waste hours worrying about what someone else has, what someone else is doing, instead of investing in their own path. And let me be real with you. Comparison is the fastest way to destroy your focus. When you are busy trying to measure your life by someone else's yardstick, you will never reach your own potential. Time is limited, and you have to decide whose voice matters and whose doesn't. Now, I want you to imagine for a second that every day you only have 24 hours to do what you were put on this earth to do. 24 hours. That's all. You have no more than that. And in those 24 hours, you have to eat, sleep, rest, think, work, grow, love, and chase your dream. So every moment that you spend worrying about something outside of that, every second you give someone else's drama or to fear or to doubt is a second stolen from the life you are supposed to be living. Time is not just money. Time is your life, and your dream cannot wait. I know it's hard because life is noisy. There are bills, there are responsibilities. There are people constantly asking for your attention. But here is the thing, saying yes to everything is the same as saying no to yourself. Every time you let someone else dictate how you spend your hours, every time you get distracted by something that doesn't move you forward, you are saying no to your dream. And let me tell you, dreams don't wait. They don't sit patiently in the corner until you are ready. If you don't prioritize your dream now, the dream will pass you by, and you will be left wondering, what if? What if I had focused? What if I had invested my time wisely? What if I had believed in myself more than I believed in everyone else's opinion? This is why it is so critical to take control. You have to be intentional about your time. Decide every morning what is worth your energy, what is worth your attention, and what will actually move you closer to the life you want. Guard your hours as if they are gold, because they are. Cut out the things that don't matter. Eliminate distractions that steal your focus, and stop wasting your energy on people who don't support your vision. If you really want to achieve greatness, if you really want to live the life you were meant to live, you have to treat your time like it is the most precious asset you own. Because it is. And I'm not just talking about working non-stop or grinding every hour of the day. I'm talking about working smart, about investing in yourself, about doing the things that feed your mind, your body, and your soul. Read books that inspire you, learn skills that empower you, spend time with people who challenge you to grow, and take action on the ideas that excite you. Time spent on your growth, your health, your dream, your purpose is never wasted. Every minute counts. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, when you finally understand the value of your time, everything changes. You stop worrying about the haters. You stop worrying about what everyone else thinks, and you start living your life on your own terms. You stop waiting for the perfect moment because you know the perfect moment is right now. You stop making excuses for why you can't, and you start making moves toward why you must. You see, your time is a gift, and focusing on yourself and your dream is the only way to honor that gift. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be honest with you. One of the biggest problems holding people back from their dreams is a simple thing: they don't believe in themselves. They look in the mirror, and instead of seeing what they are capable of, they see what they think they lack. They see flaws. They see mistakes. They see what other people say they can't do. But I'm here to tell you, your potential is not limited by anyone else's opinion. Your potential is not determined by your past failures, your mistakes, or the doubts in your own head. It is limitless. And until you start believing in it, you are never going to step fully into your power. Believing in yourself is not just about confidence. It's about knowing deep down, even when the world is telling you no, that you were made for greatness. Every single person listening right now has a gift, something that only they can bring to the table. I don't care what your circumstances are. I don't care what kind of background you come from. I don't care what mistakes you've made in the past. There is a potential inside of you that is screaming to be released. The problem is, too many of us ignore it. Too many of us let fear, doubt, and negative voices drown it out. You see, believing in yourself doesn't mean it's always easy. There will be moments when you feel weak, when you feel like giving up, when it seems like the dream is too big and the world is too heavy. But this is exactly when believing in yourself matters the most. It's easy to believe when things are going well, when people are cheering for you, when success is showing up. The real test is believing in yourself when no one else does. When doors are closing, when people are telling you it's impossible, that's when you have to dig deep and say, no, I can. No, I will prove myself. Let me tell you something else. Believing in yourself is contagious. When you show up and act like you are capable, when you trust your gifts and take ownership of your journey, people start to see it too. Doors open, opportunities come, and suddenly what seemed impossible starts to become possible. But it all starts with that inner belief. No one can give it to you, no one can hand it over. You have to cultivate it inside yourself. You have to tell yourself every day that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you have what it takes to succeed. And you have to act on it. Belief without action is just wishful thinking. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Steve, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Let me tell you something. Failure doesn't define your potential. Falling down doesn't mean you aren't capable. It simply means you are human. But the ones who keep getting up, the ones who refuse to stop believing in themselves, those are the ones who achieve extraordinary things. Your potential is bigger than any mistake, bigger than any setback, bigger than any no the world gives you. But you have to believe it is there and then put in the work to prove it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the key is simple. Stop listening to the doubts. Stop comparing yourself to everyone else and start trusting the person you see in the mirror. You have everything you need to achieve your dream already inside of you. The only thing missing is the unwavering belief that you are capable, that you are enough, and that no one can stop you when you decide to step into your power. Once you do that, once you start believing in yourself fully, the world will have no choice but to notice. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be real with you for a minute. Talent alone won't get you where you want to go. Smart ideas alone won't make your dreams come true. Even passion, as strong as it might feel, won't take you across the finish line. What will? Discipline. That's right, discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. It is what separates the people who talk about their dreams from the people who actually live them. You see, anybody can have a dream. Anybody can say, I want to be successful, or I want to change my life. But not everybody is willing to do the hard, consistent work day in and day out to make that dream a reality. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is showing up when you don't feel like it. It's working on your goals even when it's inconvenient. It's making the tough choices over and over again that move you closer to your vision. It's choosing to spend your time wisely even when there are distractions everywhere around you. It's saying no to things that won't benefit you and yes to the work that will. And let me tell you something, this is not easy. Nobody said it would be easy. But if it were easy, everybody would be doing it, and then dreams wouldn't be worth much. Think about it for a second. The people you admire, the people who inspire you, the people who are successful in their fields, they all have one thing in common: discipline. It doesn't matter if they were born with talent or not. What separates them from everyone else is the ability to stay consistent, to put in the work when nobody is watching, to keep pushing forward even when the path is hard and lonely. Discipline is what turns potential into results. Now, I want you to understand this. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes or never falling short. Discipline is about commitment. It's about continuing to move forward even when you stumble. It's about getting back up, learning from your failures, and staying on course. Every single day, you have a choice. You can either take the easy road, the road that feels comfortable, or you can take the disciplined road, the road that challenges you, stretches you, and ultimately transforms you. If you want to cross that bridge to your dream, you have to choose discipline. Every time, without exception. And here's another truth discipline compounds. Small actions repeated consistently over time produce massive results. You may not see it immediately, but the work you do today, the habits you build today, the effort you put in today, those things stack up. They build momentum. They create opportunities you never imagined. The bridge to your dream isn't built overnight. It's built brick by brick, day by day, action by action. And each step you take with discipline strengthens that bridge until one day you find yourself standing on it, looking at your dream, and realizing you've made it. The challenge, of course, is staying disciplined when life gets in the way. When you are tired, when your motivation fades, when people doubt you, that is exactly when discipline matters most. It's easy to work hard when everything is smooth and everybody is cheering you on. The real work, the work that defines who you are, is done in the quiet moments when nobody is watching, when you feel like giving up. That is where the bridge is built. That is where you separate yourself from the crowd. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see your dreams become reality, if you want to live a life that reflects your true potential, you have to embrace discipline. You have to make the commitment today to show up, to work hard, to push through, and to never let temporary discomfort derail your progress, because dreams are not achieved by chance. They are achieved by those willing to do the work, consistently, relentlessly, and with unwavering discipline. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that too many people never understand. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is not something to be feared, avoided, or ashamed of. No, failure is a part of the process. It is one of the most powerful teachers you will ever have. If you want to achieve your dream, if you want to become the person you were meant to be, you have to learn how to embrace failure, not run from it. Because the truth is, every successful person you admire has failed. Every single one of them. The difference between them and the people who give up is not that they didn't fall, it's that they refused to stay down. They learned, they adapted, and they kept moving forward. Now, I know failure hurts. I know it can sting, it can bruise your ego. It can make you question your abilities. I've been there, I've felt that sting, and I've questioned myself more times than I can count. But here's the thing, failure is not permanent. It doesn't define you. It is only a reflection of the choices you've made and the lessons you haven't yet learned. And if you shift your perspective, if you choose to see failure as a stepping stone instead of a wall, you will realize that every setback is actually setting you up for a bigger comeback. Every mistake is teaching you something valuable. Every no is redirecting you toward a better yes. Think about it, the greatest inventors, the greatest leaders, the greatest athletes, every one of them has faced failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Michael Jordan missed countless shots before he became a legend. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection after rejection before she became the icon we all know. And yet, what made them great wasn't that they never failed. It was that they refused to let failure stop them. They saw failure as feedback, as guidance, as an opportunity to improve and grow. That's what separates dreamers from doers. You see, too many people are paralyzed by the fear of failure. They don't start because they are scared they might fail. They don't try because they don't want to look foolish. And that is a tragedy because in trying, even in failing, you are learning, you are growing, and you are moving closer to your dream. Failure is proof that you are trying. It's proof that you are taking risks. And if you keep taking risks, if you keep learning from your mistakes, eventually your persistence will pay off. And let me be honest with you, failure is not always about big disasters. Sometimes it's the small failures, the missed opportunities, the bad decisions, the moments you didn't give your best that teach you the most. If you ignore these lessons, if you get frustrated and quit, you will never reach your full potential. But if you embrace them, if you study them, if you let them guide you, you will find yourself becoming stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the success that is waiting for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, the message is simple: don't fear failure. Don't let it control your choices or shake your confidence. See it for what it really is, a necessary part of the journey to your dream. Every setback is a setup. Every mistake is a teacher. Every failure is actually a step forward in disguise. When you start embracing failure as part of the process, you unlock a power within yourself that no obstacle can stop. You stop letting fear dictate your actions, and you start taking bold, consistent steps toward the life you were meant to live. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that most people underestimate, but it is one of the most important keys to success. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on the life you are building. I'm not just talking about friends. I'm talking about your circle. The people you spend the most time with, the people whose voices you hear the loudest every day. Your environment shapes your mindset, your habits, your beliefs, and ultimately, your results. If you want to grow, if you want to chase your dream, if you want to become the person you were meant to be, you have to be very careful about who you let into your life. You see, there are people out there who will lift you up, and there are people who will weigh you down. Some people mean well, but they don't understand your vision, and their doubts can creep into your mind if you're not careful. Others might be negative on purpose, envious of your potential, or simply too stuck in their own limitations to encourage yours. And if you spend too much time with those people, if you let their voices drown out your own, you will start to believe what they believe, and you will settle for a life far below what you are capable of achieving. Your circle matters. It will either push you forward or hold you back. There is no in between. Now I want you to imagine your dream as a fire burning inside of you. That fire is your potential, your ambition, your purpose. If you place it in a room full of negative, unsupportive people, that fire will start to die out. The wind of doubt and criticism and fear will blow against it until it flickers and fades. But if you place that same fire in a room with people who encourage you, challenge you, and believe in you, that fire will grow into a blazing inferno. Your circle has the power to either snuff out your potential or fuel it. That's why surrounding yourself with the right people is not optional, it is essential. I'm talking about people who inspire you, people who push you to do better, people who celebrate your wins and hold you accountable when you slack off. Mentors, friends, family members, people who genuinely want to see you succeed and are willing to speak truth into your life, even when it's uncomfortable. They will not just cheer for you, they will challenge you to grow, to stretch, to reach higher than you thought possible. They will remind you of your purpose when you forget it, and they will push you to take action when fear tries to stop you. And let me be clear, this doesn't mean you ignore reality or surround yourself only with yes people. No, I'm talking about choosing people who are aligned with your vision, who bring positivity, knowledge, experience, and energy to your life. People who will hold you accountable when you get lazy, people who will tell you the truth even if it stings, and people who will remind you of your greatness when you start to doubt yourself. That is the kind of circle that turns dreams into reality. Think about it. Look at the most successful people you admire. Do you think they did it alone? No. They had mentors, coaches, supporters, and partners who helped them see opportunities, avoid mistakes, and stay focused. They had a circle that believed in their potential, even when the world didn't. And that is exactly what you need. You cannot afford to waste time on people who drain your energy, who criticize your efforts without offering help, or who are too focused on their own limitations to lift you up. The challenge, of course, is that sometimes the people closest to us are not the ones who help us grow. Sometimes you have to make tough choices and distance yourself from people who are holding you back, and that is okay. Growth often requires pruning, cutting away the people that no longer serve your purpose. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, your life will improve drastically once you surround yourself with people who truly uplift you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to achieve your dream, if you want to become the best version of yourself, start paying attention to your circle. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who challenge you to rise, who inspire you to work harder, and who remind you of your worth when you forget it. Your circle will either propel you toward your dreams or keep you trapped in mediocrity. Choose wisely, because your life depends on it, and the right people can make all the difference in helping you reach heights you never imagined possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about something that is more powerful than talent, more powerful than luck, and even more powerful than hard work. That something is your why. Your why is the reason you get out of bed in the morning. It's the fuel that keeps you going when the world tells you to quit. It's the vision, the purpose, the fire inside of you that makes you do what others won't. If you want to focus on yourself and your dream, if you want to live a life of fulfillment and achievement, you have to never, ever lose sight of your why. Without it, you are like a ship at sea with no compass, drifting aimlessly at the mercy of storms, waves, and the opinions of others. Your why is personal. It's not someone else's expectation. It's not society's definition of success. And it's not the voice of the crowd. It's yours. It could be your family, your future, your desire to make a difference, your hunger to prove yourself, or your need to leave a legacy. Whatever it is the foundation of everything you do. And let me tell you something, when the why is strong enough, It doesn't matter what obstacles come your way. The critics, the setbacks, the doubters, they all become noise because your why is louder, sharper, and more compelling than anything else. I've seen so many people start strong with their dreams and then lose momentum because they forgot their why. They get distracted by comparisons, by fear, by the allure of shortcuts. They listen to people who tell them it's impossible, or they let temporary failures make them question their worth. And that is exactly when your why matters most. When everything seems uncertain, when you're tired, when it feels like giving up is easier than pushing forward. Your why will pull you through. It will remind you of the bigger picture, of the reason you started, and it will give you the courage to keep going. Let me give you an example. Think about someone like Steve Jobs. The reason he kept pushing, innovating, and challenging the world wasn't just because he loved technology. It was because his why was bigger than himself. He wanted to change the way people interact with the world. He wanted to leave a mark that would last beyond his lifetime. Every failure he faced, every setback, every criticism could not stop him because his why was stronger than the obstacles in front of him. That is the power of knowing your why. It gives you clarity when confusion is everywhere, and it gives you strength when weakness threatens to take over. And here's the reality: your why is not always comfortable. It will demand sacrifices, discipline, and tough choices. It will ask you to work when others are resting, to stay focused when distractions are calling, and to continue when every part of you wants to quit. But the beauty of a strong why is that it makes those sacrifices worth it. It turns hard work into a labor of love, obstacles into challenges to conquer, and setbacks into lessons to grow stronger from. When you are connected to your why, you are unstoppable. Your why also keeps your dream grounded. It reminds you that your goal is more than just success, more than money, more than recognition. It gives purpose to your actions and meaning to your journey. Without your why, success feels hollow, achievements feel empty, and the struggle feels unbearable. But with it, even the hardest work becomes meaningful, even the longest journey becomes exciting, and even the toughest battles become manageable. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to truly focus on yourself and your dream, make sure you always know why you started. Keep it close to your heart, write it down, revisit it every day, and let it guide your decisions. When distractions come, let your why steer you. When doubts creep in, let your why remind you of your potential. When the world tells you no, let your why tell you yes. Because your why is the force that will carry you through every challenge, every failure, every obstacle, and every moment of uncertainty. Never forget your why, because your why is what makes your dream bigger than your fear, your vision brighter than your doubt, and your life more powerful than you ever imagined possible. Hold on to it, embrace it, and let it drive you to the life you were born to live.